Yo, what is up? Welcome to Ninja Geek Games. Sometimes all you need is an adventure, dungeons and dark ale. That and the open mode. Now whether you be a mighty barbarian, a cunning elf or powerful mage, we all enjoy finding trinkets and treasures during our quests. These can include fine leather boots that provide a swift ability, a mysterious flask for healing, or a broadsword because apparently that's the best thing about a certain game. Nevertheless, outside of the real adventures, in my humble hobbit hole, I'm quite partial to game upgrades. So welcome travellers, sit and rest your weary legs and I'll show you something special. But first, a drink for me and my companions. Barkeep, a man has a thirst. You'll edit this so it looks like I'm drinking a dwarfen ale, not warmed goat's milk. Good. Ale. Love it. Recently, a local artist by the name of Ian Schofield passed by and presented some of his wares. Now, Ian is a close friend of mine and very talented at what he does. And let me tell you, it's an absolute pleasure for him to have me as a friend. Very lucky. Ian is also the designer behind a previous successful Kickstarter game called Ravage, Dungeons and Plunder, an orc-themed dungeon crawler filled with monsters, sneaky goblins and teeth, a form of currency borrowed from the faces of enemies. His latest work consists of a set of PDFs for BeautifulDungeonMats called BeautifulDungeonMats. That's clever. These are high-resolution images of a variety of dungeon layouts and settings that you can download and use for all your RPG needs, to include Dungeons and Dragons, Pathfinder, as well as creating custom scenarios for your favourite tabletop games like HeroQuest. Each dungeon map is 3 by 3 feet, and I'm talking ogre feet, not halflings, so a decent size but with less odour. And these PDFs are available from the local merchant, or Kickstarter. These are highly detailed files of the finest quality at 300 DPI. Honestly, I don't know what that means, but think it's short for Dwarf Pixie Imp. So I'm impressed if you can get those three into a room together. So let's roll for initiative and take a delve at some of the examples. First up is the classic, a traditional dungeon setting that looks familiar, but I can't quite put my finger on it. Excuse me, I just need to move this. Yes, this is a representation of the classic HeroQuest dungeon board with some added extras but still brings back the amazing nostalgic feeling. We have some added rooms and others with different shapes and sizes, but more notably is the double width corridors, meaning no more bottlenecking with corpses of fallen goblins. As you can tell, the artwork is breathtaking and even includes thematic lighting scattered throughout. All this needs now is some finely detailed miniatures. Wait a minute. The maps have subtle blood-stained areas and the odd fragments of skeletons and broken stone to give that weathered appearance and a little reminder of imminent danger ahead. What I like here is that the dungeon size has taken wall thickness into consideration, so that doors and secret passages can be placed onto room borders without taking up any space required for miniatures, because wandering monsters don't like to share. This is the perfect classic dungeon map to house rule HeroQuest base game or even create your own scenarios. With some slight modifications, you can even create a fantastic and intense game of Dungeon Bowl, a Blood Bowl spin-off with exploding treasure chests blocking into walls, and even include multiple teams depending on the size of the dungeon setup. As a big Blood Bowl fan, this was exceptionally fun to do. Next up, the thermostat has been turned down, and this is no joke. The Icy Terror has a Sub-Zero theme of the classic dungeon with inspiration from the Frozen Horror HeroQuest expansion. Even the barbarian may need a larger loincloth here, as he does look a little chilly. He does seem to have swapped his broadsword for a rapier. A few rooms have been replaced by yawning chasms to substitute tile overlays, but again, whether you're creating custom scenarios in the icy depths or using this as part of a D&D campaign, you're in for an absolute treat with this map. But remember, whilst visiting, please don't feed the polar bears with your corpse. The Dark Halls of Oro is one of my favourites, and a unique dungeon layout representing a twisted labyrinth of stone and passages. Again, very thematic, broken up with lamplight and highly detailed artwork that looks perfectly suitable for mummies, zombies and necromancers to run amok. A few secret passages here and there are going to be handy to stop yourself being blocked in by hordes of the undead. Here, your custom scenario is essentially limitless, where you can even connect passages with doors or block off areas to make a truly unique layout with each play, or maybe throw in some red herrings with locked gates. Again, this map allows for doors to be placed in passage borders, so not to obscure any tile. So those are just 3 examples of the exceptional prints that will be available, although there are going to be more, and I'll add a link to the Kickstarter in the comments. The campaign includes both crypt and maze types, as well as chambers and layers that include smaller and more numerous rooms with multiple cylinder-like art that can represent pillars or even sewers for enemy spawn sites. There are 2 vanilla dungeons with plain artwork to include just stone, or an off-white grid that can be used for all your gaming sessions. As maps can be printed on a variety of materials, you can even use the vanilla art as templates for illustrating your RPG dungeons and maps. I cannot express enough the quality of the artwork provided on these 3x3 maps. So why back? Well, quality aside, you can print these maps where and when you like. The maps I've shown are neoprene, printed from Patriot Games, and just look stunning. Importantly, the files are already created, meaning they should be available for you soon after the Kickstarter campaign has ended, so no long waits, delays, or import charges. If you're looking to create some unique and epic campaigns or scenarios for any of your related games, then these beautiful dungeon mats are a perfect place to start. One last thing, if you like the painted minis in this video, then just to let you know, they are from both mine and Ian's collection. Ian's are the good ones. Mine are the really good ones. This is Ninja Geek Games. Cheers.